My name is Pedro Torresilla. Today I will explain about my work, which consists of conducting a study of a compote producing plant. In the following work, the different process, machinery, location, and other factors of a compote producing company will be studied. It is studied that it is the most optimal in terms of its location, size, the clients, suppliers, and distributors that it could have were taken into account. Macro localization of the company. Main mango and banana supplier region. In Colombia, mango is grown in 17 of the 32 departments, with Cundinamarca, Tolima, and Magdalena being the main producers. Tolima is a region with a fruit growing tradition due to its climatic conditions and its wide diversity of soils. Likewise, according to agronomist, the Alto Magdalena has been one of the most productive areas in the country. In order to promote the development of the mango production system in the country to improve cultivation practice to make it more competitive, the Colombian Agricultural Research developed the product model for a mango cultivation in the Alto Magdalena Valley for the department of Tolima. Banana for export are grown in Urabá, Antioquia, the department of Magdalena, and La Guajira, the Association of Banana Growers of Colombia. Augura is the most important union in the sector. Main consumers of compotes. The consumers of the product are children between 6 months and 2 years, so the end customers will be their parents or direct clients will be point of sale such as supermarkets, pharmacies, and convenience stores. Due to the level of concentration of customers and their purchase volumes, their buying power is high. Implementation of the center of gravity method for the location of the plant. The center of gravity method is based on the geographic location of the target point. This method is widely used to define the location of distribution centers where the main objective is to minimize the cost of shipments associated with the organization activity. It is assumed that the outward costs are the same as those of returns in the case of having several locations as candidates for the selection of the warehouse location. This method is very easy to apply interactively, starting with the calculation of the center of gravity of the region under study. This method is also considered feasible to use delivering results with good approximation, taking into account the lower cost. After performing the center of gravity method, The location of the plant will be located in the city of Monteria. Production process of a compote plant. Reception. This stage starts from the unloading of the product raw material supplies containers from the transport vehicle until they are placed in the storage areas during preparation. Each batch of product is evaluated and said information is recorded as well as the hygienic condition of the transport. Storage. This stage starts from when the products are placed in the storage areas where they will be kept until they are required. The first in first out or first out. First out principle applies. All products are placed on stretchers to avoid direct contact with the floor. Washing. This state consists of removing dirt present on the surface of the product. This is done in an industrial washing machine. This equipment has brushes that remove waste. Disinfection. The fruit and disinfect with a thick sodium hypochlorite solution at 150 for a minute by immersion in contaminate with a capacity of 500 lira. The concentration of the disinfection is measured with the use of colorimetric tapes and the contact. This is controlled by a clock, both that concentration and time are recorded in the corresponding format. Scalding or cooking. Scalding or cooking is carried out that eliminates or reduces the microbial load on the surface of the product, softens the fabric, improve the appearance of the product, reduce the amount of water and gas contained in the fabric, reduce the amount of enzymes, and finally help to fix the color of fruit product. Pull. This stage refers to the process by which the fruit are subject to peeling, ginning and peeling to extract the pulp from the fruit. Bleed and blend. This operation is carried out using the industrial blend with a capacity of 500 lira, which in turn perform the sieving with a 0.5 the raw material, fruit, and input are added for mixing and obtain a homogeneous paste. Cooking. This operation is carried out in a pot with a capacity and allow the reduction of the moisture content, the concentration of soluble solid, and mainly the increase in the temperature of the pool that allow and greater solubility and the sugar and the input to be added. There are different temperatures for each type of fruit. Packing. It, it consists of placing the product in the primary container glass put. This process is carried out hot, generate vacuum. This is done by means of a dispenser and the same time performed with control. Sterilized. This process is carried out in a rotary stirring for 20 minutes, the objective of which is to inactive harmful microorganisms and achieve commercial sterility as it is a product for infants. Cooling. Cold is done with jet of cold water generation. The thermal shock with at the same time allow cleaning the exterior for the containers of some products reduce that have been impregnated. The time of this process lasts 50 minutes. Labeling or packaging uh, is carried out automatic with label through conveyor belt and later packed in cardboard box for 24 units. Storage should be stored at room temperature. Distribution. At the time of dispatch, the staff verifies the hygienic sanitary condition of the transport vehicle and the staff for distribution to the point of sale. Equipment description. Pedestal skull. The pedestal skulls are very robust and durable machines with universal weighing system of aluminum construction manufactured to withstand a half load in extreme conditions. Industrial washing machine have been designed to increase productivity with washing cycles that keep water and light consumption within the highest possible energy efficiently. Conveyor belts are an essential element in all transport of material, whether in mining, construction, agribusiness, and industrial in general, since they constitute the most practical and economical way of transporting material from one point to another. Pulper, designed for a high production of fruit and vegetable pulp extraction, separating the fresh fruit pulp from what such and sit down skill peels and leaf with an extraordinary warranted performance since little was in produce. Paddle mixer. Half paddle connect to secondary shaft that in turn and perpendicularly to the central axis these paddles and designed to lift and mix the material. A string cutter is a container of the put family that has and lead to take advantage of the string and one or two handlers. Filler machine for the packing of liquid such as water, juice, tea, and others. In PET boiler automatic. Rotary stirrer. It is a rotary type sterilizer ideal for sterilizing and any type of containers using hydrogen peroxide in liquid state in order to increase the shelf life of products such as fruit juice, milk, and its derivatives. Labeler. Automatic labelers are equipment for printing and applying labels on the production line itself and instant. Mainly, they serve to identify secondary packaging, bags, boxes, packs, and pallets correctly. Ecological factor. It seeks to work with suppliers that emphasize the use of renewable resources and soil and water conservation that improve environmental quality for future generations without the use of a conventional pesticide fertilizer made with system ingredient or wastewater bioengineering or ionic radiation. Among the products are the most thrown into the garbage and tossed for the garden fruit and vegetable. For its part, fruit is its category that is wasted the most, followed by vegetable. It may seem hard to believe, but everything that we discard from the food of the garden have different ways of resource. One of the most prominent use is the manufacturing of compost. We can also make infusion, personal care products such as cream or natural treatment, and so on. Whichever way you choose to reuse food, you will be helping to reduce the harmful gases that are in the air since was once in the landfill release methane into the atmosphere and gas that favor the greenhouse effect, aggravating thus global warming. Bargaining power of suppliers. Raw material. According to project figures, the agriculture sector should considerable grow an important point for obtaining the necessary raw material in the use of natural compounds, making the negotiating power with fruit suppliers more accessible. Raw material, a good commercialization and negotiation relationship will be established with raw material suppliers, promoting and instilling the principle of fair trade, seeking to minimize raw material supplier skill. Case suppliers. As case suppliers, we have wholesale seller of the fruit market for the acquisition of raw material apple, mango. National supplier of baking for compote flour suppliers company. Network of carriers in charge of the distribution of of our product. Company is charge of the labels where we will detail the nutritional composition of the compote. Company in charge of the maintenance of our industrial machines. Conclusion. After conducting the entire study, it was possible to determine which is the best location of the company as well as we learned about the manufacturing process, the machine used in the process and the different parts where the product would be marketed. The presentation of the compote will be in glass container with warranted of sub-product, preserving the characteristics of the product from packing to consumption. Also, in this way, we seek to show high responsible company contribution to the planet because glass is complementary recyclable. Thank you.